morning, everyone, and thank you for joining us for our Coats and Toys for Kids special. I'm Jackie Ward.
And I'm meteorologist Tom Johnston. Jackie and I will be bringing this half-hour special to you along with our News Center family, collecting coats and toys at Hannaford and Shaw's locations around the state.
It's always a fun morning in Portland at the Pratt Abbott on Forest Avenue. We have meteorologist Todd Guttner, Rob Caldwell, and Cindy Williams. In Auburn at the Shaw's on Center Street, you'll find Lee Nelson and Kelsey Fabian.
In Bangor at the Shaw's on Main Street, Chris Fascini and Steve McKay will be taking your coat and toy donations, of course. Don Kerrigan and Samantha Edwards are at the Hannaford on Coney Street in Augusta.
And Pat Callahan, Lee Goldberg, and Chris Rose are at the Hannaford on Main Street in Sanford. I like the thumbs up there, Lee. Our crews will be at those locations collecting donations through noon today. And of course, we'll check in with all of them in just a few minutes. But first, every year the Salvation Army collects thousands of coats and hundreds of toys for Maine's neediest families.
The goal is to collect more than 20,000 coats that will be distributed throughout the year. New or gently used coats can be donated through the end of the month at Hannaford, Shaw's, and Pratt Abbott locations. New and unwrapped toys as well will be collected through December 15th for distribution by Christmas.
You know, it takes a lot to make this campaign a success. Several sponsors, a lot of local agencies help us collect, clean, and distribute the coats that people here in Maine have a safe and happy winter. News Center's Sarah DeLage has more.
Because winter comes upon us no matter what.
And Salvation Army Major Asit George can tell you, with the cold weather comes the need.
The children are growing up every year, and as they grow up, they run out of the size that they're wearing. And so the mothers and parents need new coats.
That's when those families turn to the Salvation Army. And thanks to Coats and Toys for Kids and the many partners that help make it happen, the Salvation Army is able to help.
All of us are collaborating, all of us are advertising that we're involved in giving out coats to kids, as well as sometimes even parents and young adults.
On that one day and throughout the campaign, we are reminded of the unfailing generosity of Mainers.
It's fantastic to see all the children and the families come together. They're bringing sometimes coats that are so well cleaned and then giving it to us. The little children are bringing their older coats and things like that, and just helping out one another, helping the community.
All right, it's the kind of weather where you're thinking about coats for sure, and
Absolutely.
I'm sure our Portland crew will be talking about that. They're out there collecting donations this morning.
Yeah, so let's say another good morning to Robbie C., Toddy G., and Cindy. See what I did there, guys?
We have a lot happening here in Augusta. You folks are talking up a storm there, but we have people coming in to actually make big donations. Samantha Edwards is here. She's got toys.
We have toys, coats. You know, people are just stopping by. And one of the things that always amazes me about this event is the generosity of people that come in. I mean, most of these coats still have tags on them. Now we're accepting new and gently used coats. And this morning's definitely one of those mornings where you remember you need a coat for the next few months.
That's right. Yeah, slippery going. We know that people are behind on their normal schedules. Please, we want to see you, but please take it easy out there. Slippery going. A lot of rural roads around Augusta, and people come from a wide area to this store. We're incidentally, if we weren't clear, we're at the Hannaford store, right off the Coney Circle, the dreaded Coney Circle in Augusta. But not a lot of traffic out there, so you can get around the circle and make it here okay.
And just a reminder, if you can't make it out today, it's okay. We'd love to see you, but we're still collecting toys until the 15th, and we're accepting coats all month long. So you can stop by, you'll see these boxes, and make sure to fill them up as much as you can.
Well, and you know, when we got here this morning, Samantha, there were probably almost a dozen bags already full that people had brought over the last few days, which is great. Our friend Big Al from Wiscasset just rolled in with a U-Haul, believe it or not.
Amazing.
We're going to talk to him in a few minutes, and the Salvation Army's here, Pratt Abbott is here. We hope that you'll slowly come and that you'll be here later to make your donation and say hello.
Absolutely. And you know, we have crews all over the state. And I believe we're going to check in with Bangor. And I was there last year and there was a huge turnout. So we'll check in with Chris and Steve. How's it going, guys?
Hey, it is going great. Steve McKay here playing the festive holiday songs of the season.
Welcome back to our annual Coats and Toys for Kids special. We have crews at 5 locations around the state collecting both toys, coats, and even cash.
Schools and businesses around the state have been doing some of their own collecting for a few weeks already. We visited 2 pre-K classes in Lewiston doing their part. Here's News Center's Kelsey Fabian.
Inside the front door at St. Dominic Academy in Lewiston, there are boxes overflowing with coat donations.
Up this hallway, there are 2 classrooms with a bunch of volunteers who've been working very hard to bring in the donations. But the funny thing about these volunteers is that they are all under 4 feet.
If kids don't have jackets, I want to give them jackets.
The pre-kindergarten classes at St. Dominic's have taken on Coats for Kids as one of this year's service projects.
It's really important to teach 4- and 5-year-olds a connection when we are teaching them about helping others and service. And I think Coats for Kids provides that.
The school started collecting coats on November 18th, and within the first few days, they had already reached their long-term goal of 50 jackets. And the best part is, the kids are learning how to give back.
It's really making a connection because I have kids who are saying to me outside at recess, it's really cold out here. We better work hard at getting more coats for the kids because they're going to need them.
It helps kids stay warm. For other people to get warm.
Not only do these kids understand the motto, winter is cold, donate warmth, but they also understand how a needy child may feel when receiving a coat.
And it makes them happy. They'll be happy.
I'm so proud of what we're doing, and I see that the kids are feeling that pride as well. We are helping Coats for Kids.
St. Dominic Academy will continue taking coat donations until December 16th.
Helping hands are special, Coats for Kids.
In Lewiston, Kelsey Fabian, News Center.
It's catchy.
Yeah.
I like it. Now let's head back outside to one of our News Center crews.
You think it's still in Kelsey Fabian's head, that song? I don't know.
Coats for Kids.
Right? She's in Auburn this morning with Lee Nelson. Good morning to you both.
Hey guys.
Hi. You guys just saw my package. I actually just got an email from one of the pre-K teachers, and she said they were supposed to bring their coats here to the Shaws in Auburn this morning, but because of the weather, they're not going to make it out. But their original goal was 50 coats, and they have 150 coats.
Yeah, that's
So they
phenomenal.
did an awesome job raising coats, and they're still going until the 16th.
We're a little bit light on the coat side here at our location. We're having a feeling that it's probably something to do with the bad roads out there. And we were very light on toys until about 5 minutes ago. But one gentleman filled up our whole toy box. Check this out. And the only thing he wanted in return, other than a smile, was a hug from Kelsey Fabian. And he got it. But this is unbelievable. You know, just pow, just like that. Again, we're taking new toys until the 15th of the month, and we'll take new or gently used coats through the end of the month.
We've got a lieutenant from the Salvation Army, Holly Johnson, with us, and she's going to tell us a little bit about the coat side of things and what's the need in this community for coats. I know you said you've given out about 500 so far this winter.
That's right, yes. We've given out about 500 coats. People have been inquiring about coats, oh goodness, since the beginning of October.
Main Street and Chris, until noon today, but you can still keep coming anytime, really.
Yeah, that's right. Until the 15th, you can bring new toys to any Shaws or Hannaford. The boxes will be here. And until the 31st, you can bring in those new and gently used coats. So when you come into the lobby, you'll see the boxes here, and you can continue donating just because we won't be here after noontime or so today.
And the coats have been coming in at a great pace. And Pat, I see you've been shopping for yourself as well.
I have. You know, I love to check out the toys that come in. There's a lot of games and stuff toys, and for all ages, really. So we got stuff for the young kids. Olaf's 1, 2, 3. We're learning to count.
That's going to my daughter. Thank you.
But then for older kids, we got movies. We got Hunger Games. Everyone likes Hunger Games. The Expendables. That's in the holiday spirit, don't you think, with Sylvester Stallone? Pacific Rim, surely, you know, every holiday celebration is enhanced by this kind of movie. So think about it. When you're out shopping, you find a little something extra that, you know, kids of all ages would like a little something under the tree.
Kids of all ages, including us, obviously. And the biggest kids of all, Jackie and TJ. Back to you.
Yeah, you know us well, Goldie. Thank you so much. So that actually wraps up our Coats and Toys for Kids special this morning, but our crews will be out there at their locations through noon today. So if you're thinking of donating, stop on by and say hi.
And toy donations will be taken up until December 15th, like we said, then distributed in time for Christmas.
Again, thank you so much for your generosity, helping keeping Mainers warm through these long, cold, and winter months. We couldn't do it without you.
Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for joining us.
Bye.